Welcome to Terror in Tandem, a podcast about finding entertainment in the macabre, hosted by the knowledgeable and lovable Laura and Richard Mathiasen. Each episode, we discuss the horror genre, from books to film to TV and beyond, sometimes even from the beyond. You can find us on YouTube and Instagram at Terror in Tandem, and you'll always find our latest episode on our website, terrorintandem.com.
Hi, everyone.
You're terribly distracting.
I'm sorry.
And
is it because I am so handsome?
No.
Oh. Is it because I was
pantomiming everything I was saying? Yes. You were.
Choreographed gesticulations, if you will?
I mean, I don't think they were choreographed. It seems like it was impromptu.
Yeah.
Improvised.
I am so excited to be here. I've been a longtime fan of the show, and I'm really, really looking forward to June recommendations because, ladies and gents, we've got some really neat stuff going on in June.
Yeah, I mean, mine is going to be an interesting smattering.
Mine is all over the place and rad.
Mine is not all over the place, but also rad.
Well, good. So, checking in, folks. Now, one of us has been engaging on not a horror project, but a film appreciation project. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, or is that something that's coming up?
Yeah, I mean, I was joking that I was going to do my own one-off episode.
That was a joke?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were really launching Laura's
Cinema Corner?
Yeah. Muffins Musings.
No, I've been watching all of Christopher Nolan movies.
Going through his filmography. Now, which ones have you seen thus far in this journey?
The most recent?
No, I mean, have you watched them in order of like?
No, I'm not watching them in order.
So how many have you watched?
5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Have you?
I'm only doing the ones he's directed.
Okay.
And I'm not doing them in any order other than whatever I fancy.
The old order of fancy.
Yeah. Although I did do all of the Batman ones successively.
That makes sense. Yeah. That's meant to be done in succession.
But those are not actually the true order of his films because he had films in between those as well.
We call those the in-betweeners.
Yeah, I'm going to save my top 3 for last.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited for those. Now, have you gotten to Following yet?
No.
Have you rewatched Memento?
No, I said I'm
saving.
Is
that in the old?
It is one of my top 3.
That was an early movie you and I bonded over many moons ago.
Because I owned it.
Yep, you sure did, and so did I.
Movie.
And we were like, I was like, "You've seen this movie," and you were like, "You've seen this movie," and then it was one of the first topics of like real conversation you and I had outside of like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, I wasn't
hair.
Pretending to like something,
and I wasn't pretending to like you.
No, you were actually pretending not to like me. That was the whole thing.
Yeah. Because someone was paying me. But then when I took you to prom and you took your glasses off and everyone saw that you were super pretty the whole time, we were all popular.
Yeah. Well, I guess I've just kept my glasses on most of my life.
Oh, I just can't hardly wait for you to take them off. So I am excited to talk about some of the June recommendations because these are some things that are a little bit off the wall for the some part. And then the others are maybe more familiar properties, but in unfamiliar ways. Mm-hmm. Would you like to get started with a June recommendation coming out in the month of June that you'd recommend?
Oh boy, this is going to be quite an episode, folks.
Sure is.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Mine are all books.
What?
I'm recommending all books. And I have 4 recommendations.
Unprecedented, folks. I also have 4 recommendations.
Oh, boy.
But one of them's quick.
Anyway, I'll start. So my first book, it's one of 3 coming out on June 10th. One of 3 recommendations.
What are we going to do, folks?
June 10th is going to be a busy day. So it's called Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, and it's by V.E. Schwab.
I have heard of that. Amazing title, by the way.
She wrote The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. She's written some other fantasy-focused novels, but The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I think most people that I know that have read it loved it. It is incredible.
So you have also previously Schwabbed?
This new book is being described as a visceral and bloody meditation on desire, freedom, and the lifespan of a love that blooms and then withers on the vine.
Those are my favorite kinds of meditations, but it is the reason I am most often asked to leave and never return a meditation retreat.
I think that this is great timing to have this book drop during Pride Month, because this is Schwab's attempt to write about lesbian vampires.
Ooh, nice.
And it's dubbed a sapphic fantasy. A sapphic fantasy horror novel.
Just quick aside, anything that is described as sapphic, I mean, just referencing the ancient Greek poet Sappho, I love that. I'm all for that. Yeah. It's just a great word. It's a really like classy way of describing like kind of steamy stuff. Yeah. But and the fact that it references like an ancient Greek poet is really cool. I just really like the word sapphic.
Well, if you read Addie LaRue, you would know that she's very literary. You know, she's really into like literature because Addie LaRue worked at a bookstore. So this book is going to have an interwoven narrative perspectives and alternating timelines, which to anyone who read Addie LaRue will know that Schwab is great at alternating timelines. She really is. She knows how to do it really well. The story follows 3 female vampires who find their relationship with each other unravel over long stretches of time, power, struggle, and conflict. From 1532 in Santo Domingo de la Calzada.
Perfect.
To 1827 London, and then finally to 2019.
I believe it's pronounced London.
So I'm really excited. This book comes out June 10th. Again, V.E. Schwab really knows how to kind of capture that. I don't know. I guess I would say more grounded fantasy.
Ah, I like that.
Yeah.
A little magical realism.
I'm not all so about the
high fantasy.
Fae, beast. Relationships
like elves and orcs.
I mean, vampires, yes, I understand it's the supernatural of
You're
it all,
not so much into
I'd rather the supernatural sci-fi and less of the like real hardcore fantasy. And it seems like this is going to be I've heard the author speak about this book in the sense that it's a lot of feminist struggle throughout, because we're talking throughout time, but also how do you become a vampire, and in like normal society you're meant to be poised and quiet and prim and proper. And so I think she's going to deal with a lot more deeper issues than just female sapphic vampires.
Now, as just asking for a friend, how do you become a vampire specifically? Like step by step?
I don't know how she's going to have them become a vampire. Fine. I wonder if this is going to build on old lore. I think that we've just seen some really exciting vampire
sinners.
Yeah, vampire representation.
Oh God.
As you struggle against societal conflicts and issues. So
anytime
I hope that
someone
this touches it too.
Says something to me like, oh, vampires are tired and done, zombies are tired and done, it's like, well, sure, but you're just not thinking creatively enough. When something becomes a cliche, the creative outlet to that, response to that, is subvert the cliche.
Well, I think the way to do that we saw in Sinners, and that it seems like it's going to happen in this book, is the vampire of it all is the least of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right? I know. That was one of my favorite part of Sinners was being like, listen, nobody was great, but were the vampires really the bad guy? It's just such a great movie. Anyway, that sounds pretty neat. That's V.E. Schwab's. Say that title one more time.
Schwab, bury our bones in the midnight soil.
Neat. I am going to...
It's probably how you have to get rid of vampires.
It sounds like it. I am going to start mine with...
What is midnight soil? When the moon is at its fullest?
Or when it's dark and really full of, decay. It's like color of midnight.
Worms, Michael.
You're eating worms. Now I'm going to start with my big obvious one. My one that is it's not a long mention. I don't want to get too into it, but I am talking coming June 27th on Netflix, where the season 3, the finale, the wrap up of the worldwide sensation Squid Game.
Yeah. The final chapter.
Lee Jun-jae is back. As player 456. Now, I love Lee Jun-jae. He is great in everything, and he's especially great in this. Now, creator Hwang Dong-hyuk, who has really,
guy. Really put
right?
himself through.
This guy has been through. He has suffered dramatic
weight loss, stress-related issues.
He lost hair
all his
loss.
Teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
Not all his teeth.
Through the stress of making this, it's taken quite a toll. However, it's also really made his career. So, and he's been very...
And he's tried to get this, the first one, he tried for
Yeah, no, it's a lovely story, and in interviewing him, he has he's brilliant and insightful and knows what he's talking about. But then there's a lovely sense of humility and clear, almost crazy dedication to the craft that you can't help but admire. But he's also kind of funny. He's surprisingly self-deprecating for somebody who goes through such an intense process. So anyway, now I did want to mention the creator because in this one he talks about introducing new games and how many of these are been directly influenced by games that he played as a child. But he specifies that at this point in the series, what he really wanted to do was highlight and bring out the darkest parts of humanity, which, having seen the first 2 seasons of the series, I'm kind of wondering what we're talking about here. He says, to quote, "In the case of season 3, I wanted to introduce games that could really show the lowest bottom of human beings.
Yeah.
Because the series itself is reaching its climax. I wanted very intense games to bring out the bottom parts of human nature." So we're going to see some very, stomach-inducing betrayals, I'm guessing, and
lots more death,
cowardice, and
real new games.
Like that scene in Saving Private Ryan when Oppum is watching the other guy get stabbed to death by the Nazi, and you're sitting in the theater being like, "Look, I understand that you're afraid, but Jesus fucking Christ, move!" I think we're going to be seeing some of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, all of that is to say, I thought season 2 was a blast. It really expanded things. But it also kept that same unbearable tension.
Yeah.
But also the heart-wrenching
over people's decision making and lack of decision making and allegiance to certain people.
The new characters they introduced in season 2 were so good. I mean, from the trans character in transition to Thanos, the shitty rapper monster, and of course.
The mom and the son.
The mom. I love the mom so much.
So frustrating.
Who has such an honest and beautiful human arc as regards to her relationship with the trans character that is so lovely. And there's for a show that, according to the creator, showcases humanity at its lowest, it also showcases humanity at its finest in many ways.
Yeah.
Lee Jun-jae especially. So as is sadly the case in horrible situations, you see the best and the worst of people. So
it's more of, I think, certain people getting to this situation where they need this money and then what they will overlook to continue to get
but
the
also
money.
Now in order to not die.
Yeah.
Right.
So
anyway, there's going to be a lot of twists and turns. Now, he has the creator has promised a lot of, emotionality, twists and turns, and character. Well, sacrifice. It just seems like it's probably going to be pretty devastating.
Yeah,
and violent,
like it's going to be similar to season 1.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to end up crying.
It is going to wrap up. It is, I'm just so excited that they're not making us wait like another couple of years.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate, I think, especially on streaming services, the gaps between seasons have done a lot of damage to the shows.
And this is just a continuation of the already existing games that are happening, so it makes sense to not make us wait.
Yeah. So our current extremely real Squid Game. So I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. It is going to come out on Netflix this June 27th.
Yeah, right at the end.
Squid Game Season 3.
My next recommendation is another book.
Oh.
Also coming out on June 10th. Remember, I mentioned 4 books, 3 coming out June 10th.
All right.
This is the second. By S.A. Crosby, who I love. S.A. Crosby. He is a kind of, I don't know, Southern horror writer that he writes like real deep commentary.
Real deep.
One of his former books, I think All the Sinners Bleed, was inspired by the George Floyd death, because he wanted to really show how small town cops pick apart crimes.
Or as the George Floyd murdered, major metropolitan city cops.
Yeah. But he wrote All Sinners Bleed and Razorblade Tears.
Cool
He's
title.
an award-winning author and New York Times bestselling author.
I believe he's come up on the pod before.
I recommended Razorblade Tears, read it, loved it. Me and Barack Obama.
Barack Obama, the former president, Barack
Crosby.
Obama.
Mm-hmm. So his new novel, King of Ashes, is a Godfather-inspired Southern crime family drama. And the synopsis is that when oldest son of the Carruthers family, Roman, is summoned home after...
The Carruthers brothers?
No, more than brothers.
Sorry.
After his father's car accident, his siblings are no longer interested or in too deep with criminals in running the family business, Carruthers Crematorium. When they discover the accident was anything but, Roman decides to stay a while in Jefferson Run, Virginia, and tries and fails to help his brother get out of the real debt with the gangsters in town. And as a bargain, Roman offers his financial whiz skills to the crime family to save his own. So
I wish I had financial whiz skills.
So it sounds really great. He loves the South and the complications of the South, so he writes a lot about that. I think he lives in Virginia, and I'm really interested. I think what S.A. Crosby does for like the Black Southern experience, Stephen Graham Jones does for the Native American experience.
Interesting.
In horror.
Yeah. It's like an immersive dive into it, like authentic representation.
Yeah, which I really love. And really...
Especially getting the story unraveling from that point of view, you see it through a completely... a lens that is different from your own.
Yeah.
And it's just it's so refreshing when you're like getting used to the same old thing.
Yeah, this is where kind of the, horror, crime, thriller meets literature.
For sure.
And I really love when horror meets literature, and I feel like that's why I love Stephen King so much, and I think that he is a literary genius who writes great horror.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And we love having him around every time we record. He doesn't like to speak, but having him at the table, just giving us his silent, tacit
to be
support
honest,
of everything
Richard
we do.
killed one of my plants maybe about a year or two ago, maybe 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I got a new little plant of the same variety, and I've named it Stephen King so that I can say to Richard, "You don't want to kill Stephen King, do you? You don't want Stephen King to die, do
That's
you?
true. And it has worked.
Yeah.
I
So
fall
Stephen
asleep
King is
each
actually
night
with us.
next to that plant with a loaded rifle,
No.
just ready to protect it.
So, check it out. King of Ashes, June 10th.
You know, quick aside about crimes happening in crematoriums.
Oh, I know.
Holy Christ! That documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
About
it's on HBO.
On HBO, right? The documentary on HBO Max, as it is
Right.
known, as I have always called it.
I'm never going to not call it HBO because I have a feeling it's going to go back.
Have
to
always
HBO.
called it HBO Max. I've always been on board with that. So
yeah, listen to the tapes because I think
and we'll see that I am
listened to
telling
it.
the complete truth. That I've always, Mr. Zaslav, I've always done what you've asked me to do, and will continue because you are just. I can tell you really care about the craft.
It's not so much about a crematorium as it is about a mortician.
Yeah, just a piece of shit who mixed up different ashes.
It's called the mortician.
Lied about it, and yeah, just like if you think you get an urn full of ash and you think it's your dad, but it's actually a mix of like 19 different dads.
Yeah, this mortician's moral philosophy about what happens to people when they die kind of took over the job description of what he was supposed to be doing.
Don't be a mortician if you feel that way.
Yeah,
which I'm not a mortician.
So I think that it's a 3-part series, and it comes out, I think, this month, June 1st.
Oh my gosh!
It comes out yesterday.
This is a late edition.
The Mortician on HBO.
Unprecedented.
It's a documentary, a 3-part documentary. So.
Unprecedented, folks. I think it is horrifying enough to qualify.
It is. Yeah. I mean, it definitely is.
Yeah. No, and as somebody whose own dad was cremated, as soon as I saw the trailer for it, I was like, oh.
Yeah, you just don't know.
Huh. So, and to be clear, like, it wasn't this guy that did it, but still.
Yeah, but I doubt that he exists in a vacuum.
Well, listen, I opened up the urn when I got it, and I was like, oh, no, that's him. That's for sure. Yeah. I looked right into the ashes. I was like,
looked just like your hair.
Dad. Fuck off.
The dusty silver memories of your father.
So anyway,
sorry.
My next
recommendation.
Yeah, it's recent and tragic. No one would laugh harder than he would.
I know.
I am going to do one more for now.
Just do it already. Nobody needs this fucking.
I'm really excited about this one. This is like definitely right up my alley, and I'm going to be watching this one on my own, I think. And we're talking Predator, Killer of Killers. One of 2 new Predator projects. Both coming this year. Both coming from Dan Trachtenberg, who directed Prey, which really just fucking reinvigorated the whole franchise. So this one,
you're watching it on your own.
I'm well aware. So this one coming out June 6th on Hulu, and it is an animated anthology with
Oh God. Sorry. Just go ahead. Sorry, it sounds so great. Oh God, how exciting.
This is an animated anthology.
Say more words that appeal to me.
I'm not appealing to you. This is for the audience. Everybody has their own tastes.
I know.
And I don't want to watch your dumb true crime stuff. Because I don't like to, exploit the pain of real people.
I'm going to come and tell you every detail about it.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying I don't get my jollies off of watching real people hurt.
I don't always, but sometimes.
So
side jollies.
Anyway, this very mature cartoon movie for grown-ups it's a 3-part anthology, and it's following the Prey tradition in showing the Predator in different. Well, it's a race of predators, not just one guy. So it's like these aliens, the Yautja. So it's showing them at like different periods of human history. So one takes place during the Viking Age, where a fierce warrior woman and her young son, she's teaching him battle, and they're in the middle of a battle when a predator shows up and fucks everything up. Another one takes place in feudal Japan with samurai and shinobi ninja. Looks amazing. And another one takes place in World War II with a naval pilot.
Wow.
Fighting the predator in the skies. And look, it's a hard R-rated, violent, mature animated film. The art style looks really great, like sort of a paint style with like rough strokes a little bit. Very stylish, very cool. I really love the elevation of the craft, especially in this very, very degrading time of watching a certain segment of our own people promoting AI technology that is just robbing us of dignity and human art and our spirits. So I am all about celebrating, God, I hope an article doesn't come out tomorrow about how like this movie was made with AI.
Maybe.
But I don't think so.
Visual creativity is still important.
The AI backlash in the creative industry has been very severe, and a lot of productions you'll notice have been stating flat out, we did not use AI in this, or if they did, they'll explain how they used it. I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm saying the way we are using it is bad because humanity, come on, you invent a new technology. When have we ever been like, let's use this for the betterment of all? So anyway, that being said, this it's got a pretty neat voice cast, including Michael Biehn. It's, again, being directed by Dan Trachtenberg. The trailer's great. It looks really, really stylish and violent and interesting and cool. I like that they're expanding, the world of the Predator. I'm looking forward to it. June 6th, Hulu. Check it out.
Awesome. Well, let's take a break. It's that time again. Time for the return of your favorite everyman. Time for the return of Brian. The chameleon of chaos is back and ready for all the kinky, clinky, and terrifyingly mundane tasks you need him to take care of. After being swept away by local law enforcement on sealed charges, Brian has returned to a neighborhood near you. And while he doesn't need to notify his neighbors of his residential status, he will sidle up to anyone that has a side. That is only one of the many alarming traits that Brian has to offer. Surprise and lack of boundaries are his specialties. 'Cause aren't we all feeling a little lonely these days? Need an escort to the mailbox? Brian is there. Want someone to water your plants when you're out of town? Brian will do it. Need to dispose of a body? As long as the body doesn't belong to Brian, he's the man for the job. No need to ask twice, or even once. Brian will do the things that need doing, whether you want him to or not. Just turn around and you will see him. Brian has never been so close. This is a fake ad for a fake product on a horror-themed podcast. According to the documents we have been provided, Brian has served his time. We do not condone nor endorse what Brian does that might or may not be immoral or illegal.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, gosh. Boy.
My next recommendation is a book coming out on June 10th.
I never would have guessed that.
It's a new Riley Sager book, who is actually coming to a tour in Springvale, Massachusetts, which is near Attleboro. North Attleboro. So it's in like southern southern Maine. Massachusetts? That's what I meant.
Okay.
Can you cut that all out?
Nope.
Anyway, Anna Matheson, no relation, is seeking revenge. Her family was destroyed 12 years ago. Because we're not related. And she has lured the 6 people responsible onto a luxury train for an overnight journey where she plans to confront those who have wronged her, getting them to confess and handing them to the authorities who are waiting at their destination. This takes place in the 50s. And the only problem is that one of these passengers ends up dead, and she discovers that someone's taking out these people one at a time. Will she protect the people she is out to destroy and hunt down the killer on the train? I guess we'll have to find out on June 10th.
geez. I mean, that's complicated.
Yeah. So I think it's a really interesting premise to have, there have been like thriller books that have had people invite people, like a Clue situation, which I love.
Or Murder on the Orient Express.
Correct. So you invite these people together and you try to figure out who is the orchestrator, or getting them to confess, or, whatever. And then you have somebody who's taking out their own revenge by murdering people. Bet you it's the person who is most responsible for destroying her family 12 years ago. That's my guess.
Or if it's Murder on the Orient Express, it's everyone.
Yeah. So I'm very interested. It's perfect summer read.
It is.
I think it'll be a quick read for me, because I love reading quick thrillers
just say
like this.
June 10th, it's a little late in the day. You've already read 2 full books.
That's not true. June 10th, I think, is a Tuesday.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's late in the day. You've already finished reading 2 full books. You're like, damn it, I have 1/3 of the day left. We've got you covered.
Yeah. Well, I'm very excited. This sounds like a fun mystery. And Riley Sager books are fun. So check it out, With a Vengeance.
Oh, interesting. Now, here's my proposition to you. Let's say June 10th comes around and you do want to read for our Western non-Japanese audience, let's just say. You do want to read, but you don't want to read a whole book or 3 of them. You just want to read maybe like a sentence or 2 at a time as it appears on the screen.
Subtitles?
Why not watch a Japanese movie on Shudder? Japanese movie on Shudder, June 10th, on Shudder, Japanese movie. It's called Best Wishes to All, and it is the directorial debut.
I don't think it sounds like it's going to be a happy movie.
Of Yuta Shimotsu. This actually looks... Now, Yuta Shimotsu is his directorial debut. However, this is being produced by Takashi Shimizu, who, you know who that is, did all the Grudge movies.
Yep.
Now, this movie, I read a little bit about it. I watched the trailer, and the trailer is bonkers. So essentially what I could suss out was a young girl visits her grandparents in a village that is largely full of older people. And they have claimed to find the secret of happiness. And everyone in the village just really, really happy. And
that's nice.
I'm sure that was earned honestly with no weird, creepy stuff.
No deals with any devils.
Yeah, no, so
or witches.
The girl starts to notice her grandparents are acting really weird, and there are bumps in the night and weird moaning sounds. And
if the grandparents' room is not
no, it's not those kind of moaning sounds.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, so essentially what this movie is
talking
sort of
about old people sex.
It's like a cross between Midsommar and Society, in that this town is apparently maintaining their happiness by torturing and degrading the lower classes, the people that are beneath them. So by sucking out their joy and dignity, they're able to be happy. So it's pretty obvious, the class metaphor, but hey man, I'm all fucking for that. The trailer again looks very intense. I was pretty surprised at how weird it was. I think perceptions of reality are called into question. I think sanity is called into question. It looks a bit Lovecraftian. But I am all for just a gonzo Japanese horror movie. Lately, I don't know, sometimes Japanese movies, they do have a tradition of being over the top and crazy, but there was, I think, in the revival of J-horror, a tendency for understated, for subtle, and for, Pulse and Cure and movies like that. This doesn't seem to be that at all. This looks just bananas. So I'm really looking forward to beloved Shudder. Best wishes to all, everyone.
Much like reading a book is a solo activity, it sounds like all of your recommendations are going to be done
Welcome
solo.
to my fucking world, everybody. Just alone in the cellar.
So my last recommendation, guess what, folks? It's a book.
What?
But it doesn't come out on June 10th. It comes
I don't
out
believe you.
June 24th. So you have several weeks to read the 3 books that come out on June 10th.
Yeah.
14 days.
Yeah.
That's
and
2 weeks.
If you don't, well, we can't be held responsible for the state they find you in.
I think you can finish all 4 of these books in the month of June.
I would expect you could, unless there's
Starting
something wrong
June
with you.
10th.
No problem, everybody. Get that summer reading going.
So anyway, June 24th, Lisa Jewell,
Ooh.
Don't Let Him In. She's the author of The Family Upstairs, Invisible Girl, and my personal favorite of hers, Watching You. She's a UK author and has sold over 15 million copies internationally.
Jeez.
Yeah, she is beloved. People love her. Anytime they're like, this is the book of the year, this is the book of the summer, like love, love, love. So this seems like a
jewel.
Dirty John type of plot. So when this perfect man, Nick, starts dating a new widow, Nina, who seems too good to be true to Nina's friends and family, Nina's daughter begins digging into Nick's past and discovers trouble. We'll see it parallel with a story of Martha, a florist whose husband, Alistair, has been traveling more and more, disappearing for days at a time. But Martha's feeling that things are not right. So, like I said, seems like a Dirty John type of situation, where this creep has multiple relationships and marriages and takes and swindles. And, I'm excited to read it. Again, it's Lisa Jewell, so it's going to be kind of fucked up, but also really entertaining and a quick thriller read. June 24th.
Nice.
Don't let him in, except if he's carrying a book.
But not if that book is bound in human skin and inked in human blood.
No.
Though my final last recommendation is, you may be surprised, coming from this old dum-dum, a book.
Oh, wow.
Which I do read a lot of. So this is from an author I'm not super familiar with, but I've only just heard of, and I'm now very interested. So the book is Strange Houses, and it's coming from Japanese author Uketsu, June 3rd from Harper.
Oh,
now
tomorrow.
Uketsu is...
Or today, depending on when you're listening to
Yeah,
this.
we don't need to give the exact date or location.
The moon.
So Uketsu is described as an enigmatic presence on YouTube. It is my butt. And an author specializing in horror and mystery. He always appears in videos wearing a white mask and black body stocking, with his voice digitally distorted. Yeah. His true identity is unknown. I'm talking about the author. This isn't the book. This is the guy that wrote the book.
Really?
Yes.
This is real.
Yes. So he's written a couple of books in Japan that have been like huge sensations. Strange Houses.
Probably a woman.
Who knows? But Uketsu is, from what I can see, like the closest thing I have found to a new House of Leaves. Which I thought you might like. So, Strange Houses. Now, this is the way it is described. This is translated from the Japanese. When a writer fascinated by the macabre is approached by an acquaintance, he finds himself investigating an eerie house for sale in Tokyo. At first, with its bright and spacious interior, it seems the perfect home. But upon closer inspection, the building's floor plans reveal a mysterious dead space hidden between its walls. Seeking a second opinion, the writer shares the floor plans with his friends Kurihara, an architect, only to discover more unnerving details throughout. What is the true purpose behind the house's disturbing design? And what happened to the former owners who disappeared without a trace? When a body suddenly appears and a young woman reaches out about a second house, it soon becomes clear that the writer and his friend may be in over their heads. So it's structured around a series of floor plans. It includes illustrations and things like that. Like his previous books do this as well. So it's sort of not mixed media in that it is all a book, but like House of Leaves, where some of them were pictures, some of the text was backwards. You had to use a mirror. You had to read it upside down. You had to turn the book in certain circles around and around as you read it. this seems to be kind of similar, and I'm really looking forward to a unique new literary experience like that. So I'm definitely going to be checking out Strange Houses, and if that's cool, I will seek out uketsu.
So uketsu means rain hole.
Of course it does.
That's what it translates into.
Like
and
a drain?
The mask, the white mask, is a papier-mâché mask.
Nice.
So it's made of paper mache.
Yeah.
And they use a voice modulator that makes this person sound like a little girl's voice. And Uketsu said that he's not going to be taking the mask off anytime soon. He said, I thought about maybe sneaking a fake giant eye under the mask and taking it off to reveal that I've been a terrible Cyclopsian monster the whole time.
I like this person.
But he said, I'm going to just leave what I look like and my history and my backstory.
I've been ranting and raving a little bit lately about how, actors and authors, like, accessibility to us is actually a net loss. When we know all of their thoughts and feelings, it kind of, part of the joy of reading is multiple interpretations for the same work, how different people can read it and see it different ways, and there's, as long as you can defend your point of view, there's validity in that.
Yeah.
Neil Druckmann for The Last of Us has been coming out and like loudly confirming things that have always been sort of left up to ambiguity, and it really fucking ruined a couple things for me of like, yeah, man, I might have thought that way, but hearing you say that's exactly what it was, you spent years making that ambiguous.
Just go back to Christopher Nolan for a moment, who has not purposefully done that. I mean, specifically with the ending of Inception, he said it's up to the viewer's
but
own imagination.
I'm also talking about, like, I would love to still enjoy Harry Potter, but I can't now because J.K. Rowling will not stop. She just won't stop. And this era of, like, knowing everything about the personal lives of an actor, well, when they're trying to convince me that they're pretending to be a different person, I'm like, I can't do that anymore because I know too much about the real person. And I think when authors do that, it's unfortunate. I really think a separation between creator and their creation not only allows for the reader to invest a little bit more into it, but it allows the reader to carry on when the author, like half of the time turns out to be a human fucking monster.
Yeah, and this author is obviously using this to their advantage.
I think
to,
it's great.
Market the book.
Really like it.
Have you seen the cover of the book?
Yes.
It's a bento box.
It's very cool. Yeah.
It's like got blood dripping. It's got a sushi piece.
Honestly, I don't know what this is, but in my experience, Japanese novels, like horror novels that are translated into English and released, they usually have very minimalist cover designs that are so interesting. Like the Ring series and Spiral and all that. I don't know. They always look really cool to me.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to give this a shot. Now, just like not a recommendation, just a personal note. I've been reading a lot of authors that are new to me. I've been trying to branch out and reading. I just finished Red Rabbit by Alex Grecian, which was phenomenal. I cannot recommend that enough. I've been reading a lot of Laird Barron and just falling in love with all these new to me, Nick Cutter, who is super disgusting. And it's just been great. Support your local library, folks. They are incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
Library every day.
Absolutely. Well, that's what we got going for June.
It's a busy month, y'all.
You got 5 books to watch and 3
movies to read.
Well, a TV show that doesn't come out till the end of the month.
5 books to watch. Do your best. A bunch of movies and TV shows to read.
We filled your whole month up.
We did. We filled you to the brim. Stuffed it in there.
Oh, God. Okay, well, it's time to go now.
Bye, everybody.
Terror in Tandem is written, produced, and recorded by Laura and Richard Mathiasen, and edited and mixed by Richard Mathiasen. Our theme was written and performed by Carrie Denver, and all other music was written and performed by David Hispanic. All opinions expressed on this podcast are our own and should be taken as such. Thanks for listening, and please remember to give us a like, a review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. We're standing right behind you.